Hello, hi. My name is Dr. Peter Vanier, and right now I would like to give you a second part of the topic abstract guilt. As you've seen in the first video, for me, abstract guilt is one of the worst emotions that any human being could live, for the simple reasons is that it's not known and it also accumulates. I'd like to get into the symptoms and the pathology of that emotion, what it brings to people, how to identify it. As in the first part, I could have, I should have, I would have wanted to, would have, we already covered, we already looked at it. That the end of the phrase is never important. It's always those beginning words. The end words, or the end of the phrase, or whatever a person could have convinced him or herself why they're not feeling good, for me is never important. Because in that glass, as we already looked at, it's an accumulation over the years. Sometimes that drop, the person could be fixed on one particular reason as to why the person feels guilty, but in reality for me it's the entire glass. It's the accumulation of the glass which brings that bad feeling or vibration after the phrase, it's your fault. Now, what I'm going to give you my experience, what I've seen over the years, is that people who live this abstract guilt, who have a full glass, all develop perfectionism. Now, if a person is living abstract guilt, and I believe it would be absolutely normal that unconsciously the person would place him or herself in a position that no one can say something is their fault. The result is perfectionism. Now, perfectionism, as we all know, is unattainable. We're human beings. We need our cars to place ourselves. We never ever grow wings and fly off to where we need to go. We're all human beings, and it ends up that perfectionism and is extremely negative. Now, why? Why is it negative? Is that it's impossible to attain. It brings you a lack of self-esteem from not attaining the goals that you fixed yourself. And this goes off into your entire life. It goes into your relationships, it goes into your work, it goes into all of the aspects of your life. This perfectionism. This perfectionism itself brings also something else. So the beginning is a glass, perfectionism, which brings stress. The stress of not attaining your goals, which in reality are not realistic. What does that stress bring? It brings that your mind is not itself, your body doesn't recuperate, and at the end of it all, when it's mixed, that yes, the person feels guilty, doesn't know why the person is feeling guilty, lack of self-esteem from the perfectionism plus stress really is a combination of symptoms that most of my patients live. Now the solution is not to be working on the stress or the perfectionism. It's to empty the glass, which is the source of the perfectionism and the stress. For me, this is absolutely what I've seen during the years with my patients. And by making peace with that glass, we always attain the goals and don't need to work on perfectionism or stress. Now, I'll describe to you a bit more of that glass. For me, the human being is made of two aspects. One side, which I call the child within. There's your soul, there's your subconsciousness, and your emotions. On the other side of the human being, you have, which I call the adult, you have your physical body, you have your mind, and your consciousness. What we're talking about in the glass is a mixture where I can't tell you in proportions how much soul, subconscious, and emotions, or how they're woven together, but I have no doubt that yes, they are woven together. So, for me, helping people making peace with the negativeness of their past, which is stopping them from loving themselves, is what the therapy is all about. Emptying that glass means exactly what I just said, getting rid of the negativeness so that the person can feel love, harmony, peace within. Thank you very much.